Hello guys, and welcome to a Let's Look at of Hand of Fate, which is a game.
I knew you would not falter.
This guy knows. He knows I've been playing this for a while. That's what I wanted to say. Like, I've just been playing this game more than I initially expected it, or expected to play it, because it is actually a really cool game. Initially, when I had a look of it, when it just came out, I saw some of the beginning stages and it looked alright. It looked kind of fun and interesting, but it becomes a lot more somehow. Like, it's the same core mechanics, but it expands on it really nicely. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be playing the game.
Back. There is strength in that.
And I'll be explaining roughly what I'm doing, what's going on, because we're currently towards the later end of the game. Let's go into the story mode, and you can basically see that I have played through all of these levels. Think of them as stages, kind of. It's hard to explain if you've never seen the game before. So let's just get in there. So I have to beat the King of Scales, which is the leader kind of monster, boss monster of a kind of enemy. And there are curses and there are challenges. Like, every single level will have a different challenge and curse, which all have different effects. So, for example, King of Dust is the first king you face. You basically have a curse called compensation. So whenever you finish combat, you lose gold, depending on how much health you have. And all of these levels therefore are very different. This one, though, I've been struggling with for a while. So we might get 2 or 3 runs in there, depending on how things go. So let's just get going.
Victory is impossible.
I also, for those that have played this before, I've just been using the default decks, and that seems to work just fine for me. Or at least I think it is. So this guy is going to be dealing us our cards, and his cards. Basically the levels cards.
As long as you play and persist, we will continue to draw closer to a resolution. Very few have come close to unraveling the game, mind you. And none have succeeded.
He has a pretty cool voice. So, Arcane Knowledge. That's what we have. Whenever the player uses an artifact, there's a 30% chance of immediately reducing its cooldown time by 80%. Seems pretty cool. These are also for this level, at least random. So, basically, to get to the boss, which we have to defeat, because that's our goal, we have to basically descend down some levels. And we are this pillar in the middle, this statue, little, playable character thing of a board game. And we need to find the stairs, or a portal, or a cave, or whatever it is that leads us to the next area. But we don't know where it is, so that's also really important. Also, on the bottom left, I should explain that our health is our maximum health, and we have food. Every time we move on this overview, we use 1 food, and we currently have 0 gold. Also, there's an inventory screen. You always start with a weapon and a shield. Always the same axe and shield. I'm starting with this medium armor because I've unlocked that by defeating one of the previous bosses. Previously, you start with light armor. And these are blessings and curses. So why am I struggling with this level in particular? Is because of this, the skin rash. The player draws from the pain deck on every 4th step. And this is harsh. This is really harsh. And there's also Hungry Blades, which is a curse. Whenever a weapon ability is used, the player consumes 1 food. Also, really harsh. And the light one is a blessing, which we read previously. So this is kind of what we have. So let's get going. Let's just start playing the game now. You kind of know what's going on. And somehow we found the exit, because this is what happens because of one ring that we have equipped on this level. If you find the exit, you see all the other cards. So you can see if there maybe is something you are looking for. Considering we have this...
and see what you will find.
So we can go on a sea voyage. So board the ship, basically. First option will always just send you to the next area. Or you can turn back if you want to go to one of the other options, or the other cards. Also take in mind that consumes food. So I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just booking it. Like, that is my strategy.
As long as you play and persist, we will continue to draw closer to a resolution. Very few
slight
have
rustling
come close
behind
to
you.
unraveling the game, mind you. And
Also, this guy talks a lot.
Succeeded.
And he sometimes repeats himself. Slight rustling behind you is the warning that your life is in grave danger. Draw 2 monster cards. Ooh, that could have been an easier start. Could have been an easier start. So, let's see. So, this is basically where all the combat happens. And I have a couple of abilities. I can roll, dodge, I can shield bash, and I can attack. And there's range enemies, as you can see, and there's also indicators. Like, such an indicator means that something is heading my way. So I'm just gonna keep rolling around and keep poking at enemies, because that's, as far as I've seen, the best way to do it. Also, those guys hurt. Like, you think the damage is okay, but the thing is, you don't heal in between levels. There is no healing like that. Just gonna keep poking enemies. Like, I need to just be doing a little bit of damage and stay safe. Ideally, you do not want to be taking any sort of damage. Sometimes they will actually just let you get a couple of hits in. And currently, that looked very dangerous. Also, sometimes they will hit each other, which is very convenient. No. So, the thing is that these combats can take a really long time. Because the thing is, sometimes you get dealt up to 4 monsters to defeat. And one monster card can be 6 enemies. Or 1 or 2. And the highest I've seen, I guess, is like 6 regular enemies. And some bosses. Ooh, that I don't like that attack. It's tough to deal with somehow. But you couldn't be facing like a boss with 6 or 12 normal enemies. And then also some strong enemies, like these lava golems, which honestly are a bitch. Because they take a beating. Oh, come on. Just die. Just die already. I'm wanting to I want to rush, so this, you know, fight doesn't last 10 minutes. And there we finally go. So we lost half our health. It's not that great. That was honestly not a great thing. But I also have to get used to the game again. So while searching the area for anybody or anything worth salvaging, you realize that one of your opponents is only pretending to be dead. So let's try and sneak up and kill them. It's more loot, right? So we have a good chance to draw a success here.
Choose from these options.
Of course I got the huge failure. So, taken by surprise, you're knocked to the ground. When you recover, you find yourself alone with the dead. So, because I was unlucky on that draw, I now have to draw a pain card.
I am
So,
sorry.
lose 10 health per curse. I have 2 curses. Boom, minus 20. So suddenly in this combat I went from 100 to 50, and then I picked a bad card. Or, you know, I could have just let that that guy escape and possibly get less loot, but you know, it was a good chance. Like 3 out of 4 is good. And this is another pain card. Every 4 steps you get one of these, so losing food as well. So, treasure chest. So we can approach it, or we can leave it be. My strategy always tends to be to try and get a good weapon. If we get a good weapon, we can kill enemies faster, and therefore we have less chance of me screwing up the evading, because it gets crazy sometimes, and it can take forever, and it's dragging. It drags out. So let's try and open this. So there's a 1 in 4 chance of me getting a success here, which I didn't. So we hear a click, and there's a gas trap. The gas trap is always there. That's just how this treasure chest card works. And we have again a 1 in 4 chance of success. And we draw a failure. So you make your way through the clouds, coughing out some dangerous gas. Once you make it to the other side, the dealer draws you 1 pain card. And again, we lose a 10 maximum health, which is also just immediately minus 10. Oh, this time it wasn't actually minus 10. Okay, sometimes I've seen it do that, I think. So the treasure chest looks battered, but still intact. What treasure might it hold? Well, let's try and open it. Because trying to actually open it is fairly easy. It's a 3 out of 4. So at least we get that. So now we're gonna get a completely random thing. 4 gain cards. So 4 positive effects.
I'm sure you're grateful for that.
This is actually one of the better. Armory. Draw 3, select 1 to keep. That's perfect. So we can get a huge hammer, scorching zeal, or a rusty axe, which is just horrible. It's just a horrible weapon. So I like scorching zeal because it's fast and it's both fire and holy. It also has a really good effect on it, but also keep in mind we're cursed. If we use its effect, we lose food. So we want to be very cautious about that. So I'm gonna take this hammer because it's gonna give me 7 more damage and fire and holy, and
As pleases you.
that's very good to have. So we get 3 gold, another armory. That's very cool, very cool. Healer's ring. Whenever we receive healing, also gain +1 gold. Yes, I might want that, and another 15 gold. So sometimes you'll also just get like 3 gold, 1 gold, 3 gold, 3 gold. And you don't gain a lot out of it. The tavern. I don't actually know this.
The lure of treasure moves you forward. There is no game without a prize.
So in a tavern, you meet a ship's captain. Pirates have taken over my ship, the Drunken Wench. Help me reclaim her and I'll share whatever treasure remains in her hold. Well, I'll help, because whenever there's a card you don't have, like there's this sun emblem at the bottom, so we can earn a token, which is floating on the right of the dealer, as I think he's called. So progression through this game, between all these levels, is basically like an RPG. Like you have to clear certain events, which are cards, like this, and then you unlock the next one. and so on and so forth. And sometimes there's entire chains of them, and it's a really cool system. Because sometimes you're just looking for these cards to really just do, or sometimes you need to have gold, or a certain amount of gold, to progress, which doesn't happen a lot. So sometimes you have that and you're just thinking, oh, I hope I find that card now, so I can actually clear that and get more progression.
Hurry up. We don't have forever.
Also, this guy is just gonna keep talking at us. So let's help the guy. Okay, huge success. Huge success. Cool. When you reach the pier, you inquire about the Drunken Witch, only to discover it berthed at an abandoned jetty. I'm sorry, lad. I swear I didn't leave her here yesterday. That's the last time I drank Deletion brandy, for sure. The shamefaced captain gives you some supplies for your trouble. We get 2 gain cards. So we restore 10 health.
Then I work harder to take it.
And food. But because we didn't actually have to fight for it, we didn't actually gain the card. So that was not the preferred outcome to get progression, at least for me. It's good because we got health though. And luckily this is the stairs. Because otherwise we would have had to use... So yeah, we would have had to use another couple of steps, and therefore food, to get to the next level. A ferry boat. So let's just get that. And now we know there's some shops. Traveling jeweler and a traveling mage.
What brings you to play the game? Ha! I know you will not tell me. Like all the rest, you are silent.
Yes, we're very silent. He keeps telling that too many times, I think. But also, every time we move, we restore 6 health, which is why I think the healer ring I think we picked up gives us 1 gold for every time we heal, considering you're pretty much always damaged because of we're continually taking paint cards. I think that's a fairly helpful little thing, like 1 gold every single time. There's also some other benefits to that. But for now, we just have some Ratman hunting for us. So, 6 of Plague. Oh damn, I shouldn't have done that. I don't like these archers. The Ratman archers are a real pain. And the reason why is because they shoot poison. So I tend to try to get rid of them first. But Ratman aren't the worst. They're fairly easy. Still, if you're not careful, they will beat you up. Still, you can tell, still losing health. Every little point of health you lose is a real problem. But we did okay. We did okay. But this game is very tense in a way, because you're normally just running very low on, well, everything. Food or health. So let's just go here. An Angry Guildmaster. So I know this card, and it can be really good if we're lucky. So if we steal from him, because he's just, yeah, rich, fancy guy on a horse, we can get a lot of gain cards out of it. Or we just apologize and there's no chance. So let's try and steal for him. Ooh, look, 3 huge failures or a success. I'm gonna say this. No. We lost that one badly. So while reaching for a low-hanging coin purse, your hand becomes entangled in the reins. You're dragged along underneath the horse for some time. So these events are also different. There's also different chances every single time. Like, that's what keeps the game really cool. Like, even if you know the card, what happens is still different a lot of the time. So previously, I tried to steal, and he sent some guildsmen or guards after me, and I had to fight 2 boss-type characters, basically. Which, at that point, I tried to steal because I was nearly dead. So I ended up dying. But now we have to take 3 random pain cards. Lose 30% gold. Lose 5 max health. And lose 5 health. Like, these were fairly minimal. So we actually got lucky. Battle at Brooktop. A light draws you to a nearby hilltop, where you see a warlock disappear in a cloud of sulfur, leaving behind the summoned minions.
The tenacity to rise from the grave.
So, a Queen of Skulls and 2 of Skulls. I'm just gonna attack, because sometimes there will be loot for doing combat. I'm gonna skip the part where you're gathering your stuff. I'm running around because what I'm also trying to do here is kind of just keep hitting them a little bit at a time. Again, it's that strategy which kind of seems to work for me, while also just dodging. So there's a couple of things at play here. I knocked down the Queen Skulls, which is very good. There's also the thing which these guys with the shields, I pressed the wrong button. You have to knock away their shield first, or attack them from behind or something. And there is this pole which keeps spawning enemies. So imagine there being, you know, over 10 enemies here, a boss to keep you busy, and there's something spawning enemies. Like, it gets a little bit ridiculous, I think. Especially if you're still stuck with, like, the standard weapon. Because I don't think I did that horrible here, but I still lost more health than I should have. So I'm just running around on 18 health now, which is not cool. So we get 2 gain cards. Some food, which is good, but plus 5 max health. That's what I'm looking for. Because I need some max health, and just health, in period. Trading post. Run by a strange old woodsman. Not much use for gold, but he'll take food. So, now there's a question. Do we trade 12 food out of our 20 for random armor or a helm? Is that really worth it? I don't think so currently. Because there's probably like at least 3 more levels, and you're never sure if you're gonna get or have enough food. It's always a continuous like struggle, where you have to really think of your options. Like, do I need the food? Do I just gamble on it? Sometimes you just, or at least I.
Combat was a great battle.
No, it wasn't.
Show me now how you will best this mighty foe.
So we'll just have to see how we do this, because now we're facing 2 strong type of lizardmen. Oh, fuck my life, I didn't actually expect that to actually hit. Oh, I forgot this was a thing. And that was it. I've not had to fight the King of Plague, the Rat King, a lot.
Your weapon has powers, yet you haven't used them. And now you're dead. My piece takes yours. And
I tried not to use my weapon because it costs food. So it's a trade-off once again.
One more attempt.
So let's just try this again and see how differently it goes. But like, this is what I really like about the game. It's fairly quick to just get in there again.
The great lizard will rebuff you.
And it's just kind of fun because it's always different. He's just showing all the cards that are in the deck
Did
again.
you expect me to tell your fortune?
So now we have treasure picker.
A fortune teller is at their most base and despicable when they begin to believe their own lies. Of course, I am different.
Of course he is.
My
He's very
powers are
different.
genuine.
Okay, so treasure picker. When the player chooses from multiple equipment or gain cards, the choices available are increased by 1. I think that's actually a really fantastic blessing to have. I really like that one. So, the Apprentice, which is actually a really cool first card to run into. One day, you happen upon a young wizard practicing his magic in the forest. He greets you in a friendly manner and beckons you closer. So we can pay him 15 gold or 5 food. I'm gonna pay him 5 food. And don't worry, I'm always successful in almost always successful in transporting myself to other places. Luggage is a little trickier. After arriving, you continue your journey. So I think I once lost a shield.
All games are about power, are they not? The acquiring of power, the retaining of power, and most importantly, the use of power.
This guy talks a lot. He could be toned down a little bit, I think. But as we traverse a particularly tricky trail across a mountain ridge, you notice a dark ravine beneath you. Something glitters in the dim sunlight that reaches the base of that cavern. So let's climb down and take a look. In the gloom of the narrow canyon, you find the old remains of a wooden cart, apparently having fallen down years ago. You find nothing of worth, except a chunk of glittering metallic ore. It might not sell for much in its current state, but perhaps you can find someone who can use it. You take it and make your way back up back up to the path. So, one card we saw previously was a Holy Forge. And we lose health. Hero's Remains. So, to that ore, we saw previously a Holy Forge, which is where we have to take that ore. So again, you have to first find the ore and then the forge, which may not happen. But you can get something pretty cool out of it. But for now, Hero's Remains. We pass a funeral. It's obvious from the size of your procession that the deceased was a well-loved figure. You're approached by the cleric. This great hero fell defending our beloved town of Wandermere. His sword and shield are powerful artifacts, but must be returned to his hometown for the proper burial rites to be complete. So, we have a question. We can take it. I know what's going to happen, which is somewhere on this map where we can see there's only really a couple of options. There will be... well, let's just do it. I think we can do it. It's a small map. It can be worthwhile here. So we'll take the belongings, and we will now have to get it back to his hometown. So a Viking blade, which is more damage than our current axe, so we'll take that. And pain, which lets us do increased damage, as long as we just keep hitting enemies. So let's do that. And we need to hurry. So we also get a heavy burden.
On the table. Let us see how you deal.
So after 5 steps, player loses 50% max health. So, where is the village? It is 2 below us. So this time, not really a problem. We move 2 steps. Again, that's 4 food going there and back. But we do gain something. So we can still, because you may not know where this is, or you may have to get there to get to the end of the level, you may not want to return the sword. You can just be going like, hey, I'm probably very near to the boss, I'm just not going to. because I want to keep these items. It's, you know, it's a strategy. But for now, I'm gonna return the sword. You also have a shield. Well, we kind of do. We can also say no. I think I might want to say no. You would deny us our death right for your own selfish gain? I suggest you leave. So we got nothing. Sometimes it doesn't actually work that way. Sometimes you actually just... Holy Forge. That works nicely. People forge holy weapons. They're using for the ore, which we found. So let's give him the ore. And I'm sorry I'm not reading all of this, because I think it'll take a while for me to read all the text on here. So we spent some time with the monk, and he forges a battle hammer worth 40 damage with a holy property. Which is really cool. It's a lot better than our current axe.
Really? Is that what you're going to do?
So, we also just lost the 50%. Because 50% health. We lost that. Because there's also a very good chance if you give them the shield, they will just believe you that you don't have the shield, and they will just bury that person or they will just use the sword for the death right, and believe to you that you don't have the shield. So then you also complete that quest, and you don't lose 50% of your max health. So currently we're doing very poorly. We have really good equipment, but basically no health. Or food. So it's really a gamble to do it this early.
Do you understand what it is we do now? Or did I rush
More
you
Ratman?
rules, pushing you into the plague before
6
you
of
were
plague.
prepared?
I'm also just gonna start speeding through this a little bit. Also, I'm just now starting to do more and more damage because of the shield. Otherwise, I wouldn't be two-shotting these enemies. There's no way. But because of the shield effect and the fact that it's a strong hammer, I can dish out a lot of damage now. We found nothing on their bodies.
How unpleasant.
So also one good thing of having gold is that the curse on this level will also be able to focus on gold, because if you don't have gold, like, you're gonna be losing food or health. I'd rather lose gold. Twisted Canyon. So there's a weapon lying next to a skeleton at the bottom of the canyon. So if we want to get the weapon, there is a 50% chance of taking a pain card and losing health. In this case, I'm going to leave it. I'm happy with the weapon I have. So I'm not going to take a 50% chance to lose health. So, I'm going to take the stairs.
Descend ever deeper into the subterranean pit.
And then there's a store there.
Think about the way we play this game.
Cave shelter.
You continue to die, yet we reset the board each time. One has to
Jack of
wonder
skills, 2 of
how it is
dust.
possible to
Alright.
truly lose.
So, let's see. Look at that big fucking lizardman. I'm gonna target... Well, if I can reach him. Fuck. It's another 7 damage down. But these lizardman casters, they hurt. Somehow I'm not good at, like, dodging them. Oh fuck, I didn't see he was doing a second attack there. Oh, wow, we actually stunned him there. That's a really good shield. Normally that doesn't do nearly that much damage. Cool. See, I really am liking our gear now, but we just don't have the health. Like, we gained 50 health from a potion. We only gained 17 from it because we're so low on max. And we gained some food, luckily, because we only have 8. And we have 40 health now. Oh dear. Training post. It's again the guy that wants food for equipment. We don't have the food to spare. Especially now, because we need to go all this way back. And a battle at Brooktop. More dust. Queen of Scales.
Adversary and should not be taken lightly.
So I'm gonna try and flee. Halfway down the hill, you lose your footing and make the remainder of your escape tumbling headlong over rocks and through scraggly bushes. When you, eventually, come to rest at the foot of the hill, you're no longer being chased. You clamber to your feet and brush yourself down, sheepishly. The dealer draws you 2 pain cards. So, food. 1 food, I guess, is okay. And we lose equipment. What did we lose? We lost our hammer in the lower left of the screen. So we no longer have a hammer.
Do not eat gold, you know.
So let's get to this healer. And the only reason I'm going in here is because I can buy maybe 1 food. Yeah, I can buy 2 food for 4 gold each.
I'm sure you are grateful for that.
Oh, I'm so grateful, because I have 4 food instead of 2 now. So, suddenly, things were looking somewhat okay. Now I don't have a great weapon. And another curse. Attacks from the player's weapon do less damage. Well, great. So I lost my great weapon, and then yeah. Now I have a curse that makes me do even less. So that's great. But the thing is, if you play well, you can be completely fine. As long as you do actually play well. Oh, he hit me again. I don't like these. Ah, damn, that was bad. No. But also, you can really tell the difference between the speed of both my just main attacks and also just how quickly I'm killing these enemies. Like, remember, it was 2 attacks with the hammer we previously had. Now, these are basically the weakest enemies there are. They're taking so many hits. It's crazy. And that can just happen in 1 turn, essentially. So, some food gain. 10 food. That's, I think, the highest amount you can get. So, we're good on food now. Just bad on everything else. So let's hitch a ride.
You do not seem to have the temperament for friends, even in the animal kingdom.
A little bit more health from just moving. I'm not gonna go to the traveling mage because honestly I don't have any gold. I have nothing. Angry Guildmaster. Let's just try and steal from him. Let's just see what happens. I'm not feeling very good on this run anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Choice. Select your desire.
Well, another 3 pain cards, because we're again dragged by the horse. Lose 30% health. Well, it's only 10. Lose 30% food. It's another 3. And lose 30% gold. See, like that's why it's good to have even 1 or 2 gold, because pain cards can hit the gold. Lose 10.
Ouch.
Max health. We're on 30 now. And we encounter a noble trader. A nobleman approaches on a chariot as you walk the streets of Stygal. He notices you and comes to a stop. Wow. Halt, commoner. Though battered and worn, your shield reminds me of one that I myself bore as an adventurous young lad. I offer you gold for it. Yeah, he will offer gold sometimes for something you have, or sometimes if you have enough gold, he might want to actually sell you something cool. But considering we have nothing, and our shield is pretty much the only thing we really have of value, I'm gonna decline. Yeah, we're not a business savvy person, no. Okay, so another sea voyage.
More pleasing than the smell of salt water and the rush of wind, is there?
You can also tell how all these levels are just different shapes.
And us men and women merely players. I alone do not
Two of dust, 6 of skulls.
I maintain the rules.
That's fine.
You have choices, and I have predestination.
Oh dear God, this is a small little area.
A rediscovery of that
Okay, let's see if we can do this and not get hit. So these enemies are shooting at each other essentially now. Well, as long as they're gonna stay at range, I'm just gonna get hit apparently from 9. Watching the guy in the back. Taking 9 damage. Oh, -2. Yeah, pretty much one hit and done for. So we actually hit that guy's shield enough that his arm broke off. It's pretty bad. Kinda feel sorry for the skeletons sometimes. Oh fuck. Oh fuck, 2 health. I'm guessing I'm not making this. No, not making that. Not at all. Alright. Shall we best of 3? Well, hopefully not die
Another of my
once of 3.
Fulfills his duty. You keep coming back. There is strength in that.
I'm not so sure that there's strength in that. I think there's a lot of hopelessness. And just this, well, there is some hope of hopefully a good run at some point.
Victory is impossible.
So let's see if we even get a good blessing. But there's something about the pacing of this which is really nice. Critical strike.
Formed into mere cards for us to play with.
Yes. So 3 times damage against enemies who are stunned. So if we shield bash them, which is good. Twisted Canyon. So 50% chance to get a weapon. Let's try that. So one of the best cards I think you can get if you're just starting. But we failed. 2 health paying cards. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2. So we just lose 80 or... So we lose 20 health and we get a horrible weapon. No, I would not like to equip it. Thank you. Okay, Heroes Remains. Let's take those. Viking Blade. Sure, I'll just equip it for now. Same with Pain.
Sure, that's the right approach.
Now again we get the Heavy Burden. And see, now it's just on the path for us, so it's very convenient. Queen of Plague. Okay. I don't like fighting the Queen of Plague. It's actually kind of bothersome because of that magic. It's fast. It may not look that fast, but it is. And there's this thing which just keeps spewing crap. Ah, trying to run. Yeah, because that queen, her attack will just drag you to her. Think of Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, essentially. That's what that attack is. God, I've lost so much health already. No. So yeah, if you just get her alone, she's kind of fine to deal with. But if you are dealing with a whole group of enemies, it becomes problematic, honestly. At least for me. Maybe it's my playstyle. I'm probably just not doing it well. So Hero's Return. So let's return to Hero's Sword. Do we have a shield? Yes, we do. So we gain 1 food gain only. Oh my god. That's hardly worth it, but it is what it is.
A voyage across the ocean.
So let's get to the next level.
Once, many came to play the game. Now,
A lonely bard. One day on your travels,
the obsessed,
you meet a familiar face.
some come here merely to
The
fill
young
their
man
mind with anything else
whom
but
you
their
helped
problems.
escape town with his
With
beloved.
any other issue than the thing on their mind today. Is that what you're doing now?
Guy, you're just a little bit too talkative sometimes. But we helped this guy before. He's sitting on our tree singing to himself. He thinks of ill, and his singing is a little bit too merry. Haven't we caused enough sorrow? It's basically like, you know, think of Romeo and Juliet. I think what I previously actually did was tell on like he's like a noble family or something, and I told his father that he wanted to get with this woman who was like a commoner, and he got kicked out of his family, and his father sent the girl away. So the guy kinda isn't too happy with us. So I guess that it will always remember me picking that option. So we can pay him 10 gold for a song, which I don't have. So I'm just gonna leave him to his misery. So you can see Devil's Carnival. I don't have that card yet. I've actually had that card for 10 times or something. 10, 15 times. I've never been able to win it so far. Seems really, yeah. I mean, I've just not had the luck, I guess. So at least we're making some progress through levels. The curse.
Oh dear.
Every dying enemy has a 40% chance to drop a bomb. That's not necessarily bad. It just means we have to be careful.
This is where it ends. Or at least,
The tavern.
this is where the conclusion begins.
In a tavern, you meet a ship's
As
captain,
much as any game can truly
Drunken
end.
Wench. Well, let's help.
Your final challenge awaits you now.
Final challenge awaits. Already the king. Huge success again. He just gives us some supplies again. An equipment card. Folded steel. During combat, press right bumper to move and attack faster for a short duration. Which is actually okay. But I'm more happy with the gold we got. And again, we didn't unlock that option. Or that card. Because we got the huge success thing again. Okay, so for a small share of your provisions, I will bless you in the name of the old gods. So we can give the priest half our food for a random blessing, which may or may not be good. I'm not gonna do it. I value my food because it dwindles so incredibly fast. So let's pass by the shop, because I don't see why there's so many shops, honestly. Okay, so not a ferry boat. We're making some good progress this time, at least, though. I'm liking this. Losing 30% of gold. I'd much rather have that than lose health.
I have created. I can hardly bear
Embertown Hero.
now. I've worked my way through its many convolutions so many times. Run through these conversations in my mind over and over again. Wondered how it all ends. Will I ever know the truth?
Yeah, will you? Okay, so you come across an injured adventurer whose battered and bloodied armor tells you he's seen combat recently. Ask him about his troubles. As you approach, his eyes are drawn to your artifact. Uh-oh. So I like this event actually, because it can really go a bunch of different ways. I've always wanted that, he yells as he lunges forward. Sometimes he's just dead, and you can pick up his weapon and shield. Or armor, one of those, or helm. Or he will ask you to send a message to a town, and then you'll get a blessing or some food or gold from the town mayor. Or he will just attack you. Or sometimes you have to defend monsters who are just fighting him. It can go any sort of way. So let's fight him off, I guess. So it's a 50-50. Huge failure. Good stuff. He knocks you to the ground and kicks your weapon into the forest. Defenseless, you can do little to stop him, taking your artifact and gold. Later, you manage to find your weapon. So he took all our gold, which is 10. That's fine, but at least we still have our weapon. I don't think actually you can be without a weapon. I don't know. I've not had that happen. I've been without a shield though, and armor. That is pretty horrible, but 6 of Plague. God, so many 6 of Plagues in this deck. I like this map though. Ooh, I was spamming. Oh, that's a bomb. Not sure why everyone's just bleeding there. Oh, just gonna jump into it and jump into a bomb. Okay, see, that's how I like my combat. Big open area, I can deal with a couple of enemies. That's completely fine. Also because those are weak. And we gained some food from it. Okay, I'm liking this run so far. A food wagon.
I expect this will come as a welcome surprise.
Call out and offer help. Because he's a broken down wagoneer. Oh, thank God you're here. A merchant leaps out of the bushes. Some bandits attack my cart and I hid in the trees. Please accept this food as thanks. Oh, it's a free food. Oh, it's not bad. But we can also steal from him if we wanted. To get possibly more food. You see an ancient ornate coffin in the main burial chamber. It may hold spectacular wealth, but it will surely be guarded. Draw 2 monster cards. So, lava golems and 6 of scales. I don't know, because it can be really worthwhile, but 2 lava golems and 6 of them, I don't like it. I'm gonna try and sneak away. There's safer ways to get weapons. Huge success. Okay, cool. On your way out of the tomb, you stop to silently empty the pockets of a recently deceased adventurer. And we gain 30 gold. And of course we lose 5 gold. The altar. On a deserted hilltop in a faraway land, you discover an old altar. The gods of the old religion are powerful, yet unpredictable in their favors. Do you wish to pray at the altar? I've had largely good experience with this. Well, pretty much 50-50. At least between success and failure. But success. On bended knee, you beseech the gods to aid you in your quest. A distant rumbling and a flash of lightning answer your prayer. Gain a blessing. Receive one food
that a little too powerful.
For every lizard killed.
Rebalance that next time.
Okay. I might want to go to the shop because 25 gold I may actually be able to buy like the smallest of possible thing or food. Buy a blessing. Blessings are expensive. So any kill made using an axe gains the player 3 health. Like, it's a cool thing if you're using the default weapon, actually. Will of the Gods is also pretty nice. But also look how expensive this is. Like, yeah. We can remove our Dealer Revenge. I don't want to. It's fine. Skin Rash. It's 240. Like, who has that gold? So I'm just gonna go buy some food. And I'm gonna keep 3 gold. It's fine with me. And then ladder down. Climb the ladder. This might be the final level.
This can only end one way, you know.
Sometimes he'll actually tell you if it's the last level or not, which is really helpful. Alone. So it is actually, this card is just straight up alone. It can be for 10, 20 or 40 gold from what I've seen. And you will gain like 4 gold gain cards if you actually do it. So sometimes it's really worthwhile. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes, a lot of the time, you don't even have the gold. So we gain another curse, loose pockets, struck in combat, we will drop gold.
More than watching your attempt to wriggle away from bad luck.
So, calling the Ratmen. All the lands in the kingdom are being overrun with Ratmen. Merchants in my lands are attacked on the road, as are many travelers, such as yourself. So, to pay for guards, we need to pay 50 gold. Which I don't have, so refuse. So that's also why I've not been able to do that card yet. I've never had the 50 gold. So sell half of your food. No, I'm gonna just attempt to steal some food.
Choose from these options.
Failure. Just as we reach for a huge piece of dragon cow steak from the cooking fires of a local trader, he turns and spots you. So, we got away unscathed, though. Again, we've been really lucky with these finding the stairs down, I think. So, exit. Sometimes you just get some really good runs, though, in general.
Again, you come to the final floor.
So,
again, you challenge my greatest warrior.
So, we've read the metal ore thing before. We just get it. There's never anything bad about it. So, I'm okay with skipping that.
I am sorry.
And the apprentice. Which is pointless because he will basically send you down a level. So it's like a level skip basically. Which also can be bad depending on the curses and everything you have. But considering this is the final one, it's kind of pointless. A noble trader doesn't even look at us. So I'm gonna merchant's favor. I'm in debt to an acquaintance in Oranshire. Well, this is risky. This is really risky. Because this will also give us a heavy burden. So we will have to get there within 5 turns. So I'm not gonna do that, because there's theoretically a chance that we will not be able to do that. Angry Guildmaster. I am gonna humbly apologize, because I want to keep my health. I'm just gonna fight the boss, if I can find him, in as much health as I possibly can. But first, I need to kill another 6 enemies. So, now I don't want to lose any sort of health, because any health now means less for the boss. Oh, you're actually shooting through that. Ooh, close. Also, sometimes it's kind of nice that the enemies just run into traps as well. Oh, fuck. Come on, lizard man, just die already. Also think that these are normal enemies. Not kings or jacks or queens. Just regular, normal enemies. Oh, no! Damn it. Don't want to lose that 2 health. Okay, I think we do have this combat well and truly sorted though. Okay. Good. 84. And a bomb below us. Which luckily doesn't matter because we're invulnerable. Okay, so sneak up and kill him. Because it's a 3-4 chance for extra loot. Or extra chance of loot. Oh, fuck my life. Really? I'll lose another 5 health. Great. Actually, it doesn't matter that much, because we are gonna have to move 2 steps anyway. So, no point for a shop. So, the final boss is in one of these 2. Currently, we have enough food to go back and forth. I've also been in a position where I was basically on only a couple of health. Also, if you run out of food, you lose 9 health per movement instead of gaining 6. So it's a pretty big difference. Also, if you sometimes just have 30 max health, losing 9 to starvation is pretty bad, so sometimes you just get in a situation where, yeah, you basically have to just pick one or the other and hope that you pick the boss, so at least you get a chance of like doing it perfectly kind of shot. So, a King of Scales.
My king is powerful beyond measure.
He isn't actually that powerful, he's just a real pain in the ass to deal with. So the king imbues his followers with patriotic zeal. They will not die while he lives. He wears down his foes with deadly spines launched from his shield, before obliterating them with brute strength. He has lived since before humans came to this place, mighty, lonely, and dangerous beyond measure. This lizardman battled creatures that slithered from the outer darkness, from the very hells themselves.
Win this and claim my token.
The Lizardman King can attack whilst defending, wearing his foes down with the deadly spines lodged from his shield. Yep. So, okay. Let's do this. It would be really cool to do this now. So, those regular enemies, they're just not gonna die at all. And also, there's 2 mages in them. So, you can continuously have to be dodging. 2 casters, 2 regular enemies, and a boss. Oh fuck. I think this is actually my best shot so far. I wanted to go around him. Yes, okay. Oh fuck. Fuck. I think he may be on like... Oh, fuck. Oh fuck, I didn't even see that attack. 2 health. No, not greedy. Not the fireball. And there you go. Death. Blood stains your ground beneath your corpse. So this
I'm
is
afraid that is where
what
this
keeps happening.
round ends. Some other time, perhaps.
So now,
One more run. One more attempt.
one more attempt. Always one more attempt. And that is what I love about this game. It is kind of fantastic. It also has an endless mode, which I've honestly not played. And there is also
Again, the great lizard
another
will
side I
rebuff.
should very quickly show off, because if you're still here, you're interested. So there is a deck builder. I have been going with the recommendation. User recommended equipment and counter deck. Yes. But you can just customize it. And these are the weapons I have unlocked, basically. It's a bunch of regular maces and swords and shields. And other armors as well. Heavy armor, immovable object, fool's gold. And yeah, there's just some good weapons in here, and shields. But you have to find them. You have to have the resources for them. And that's the real problem. So you can just completely customize this. Do it however you feel like, you know? And I think that's a really cool system. And sure, just default it back. But you can do the same thing here with these encounters. And you can see that all of these, with this little token below it, I've not completed yet. I've not done these. And there's a lot of them. And so I could just be taking out all these cards that I know already. Though some of these are like locked, which you can see. But some of these I could just take out and just replace them with Lost in the Desert, or Druids, or Dark Crystal, or any of these that I currently still have to go. Because these will be leading to new items I can potentially get. So I can create a deck that is going to be stronger, you know? So it's a really cool game. Like, there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. Also, if somehow this didn't look difficult for you, there's a hard mode. And also an easy mode, which I've not done. Highly skilled at combat, but unlucky. So yeah, there's different modes in which you can play. There's also just a straight up hard mode if you want. Which also, if you care about achievements, there's one to defeat the final boss with Warlord mode on. There's Soldier's Training, Shadow Agent, Nomad, Iron Hunger, Curse of the Lion Prince. Start with low max health, but increase with each defeated enemy up to a max of 200. And that's pretty cool. Explorer's Gift, so you can't wear heavy armor. Moving over completed encounter cards cost no food. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So yeah, there's a lot of like modifiers you can do, and it's still being developed as well. Like, keep that in mind too. This game is still being developed for. It's still being added to, because it isn't, you know, difficult enough and cool enough. No, more cards. Yes, more cards. Absolutely. I honestly absolutely adore this game. Like, it is just pretty fantastic. It really is. It well and truly is. So if you're still watching, I assume you're interested. Really think about giving this game a go. It is well worth your time because it's a lot of hours of fun. And currently, I think I'm even like maybe a third into having all the cards that are in the game. Maybe 1/3, and I'm at like 13 hours, 14 hours in now. So if you're a completionist, this will keep you busy for a while. Be that a good or a bad thing, that's up to you to decide. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys next time. See you, dudes!